많이 강아지 미친 걸.
연기가 너무 뻔한 거예요?
남으면 저게 너무 두꺼울 것 같아.
생각보다 맑은데? 핸드폰을 뺏어 올라했다고요?
Hello everyone, welcome back to the Jikook Diaries channel. Imagine a single photo shaking millions of fans around the world. Within hours, trust is questioned, emotions are running high, and one name is back in the spotlight: Jikook. Is the photo of Jimin with a woman really proof that things have changed? And is Jungkook really as hurt as everyone says? Before jumping to conclusions, watch this video until the end, because the story behind it is much more complicated than it seems. But before we jump to conclusions, there's one important thing we need to remember. BTS isn't just an idol group. They are human beings with personal lives, complex relationships, and emotional dynamics that can't always be understood from a single photo or a single fleeting moment. In a world where a single image can be reframed into 1,000 stories, the truth is often the hardest thing to find. The circulating photos themselves immediately raised many questions. There was no official confirmation, no direct statement from Jimin or his agency. All we have are visual snippets whose context isn't entirely clear. Is it really a lover? Is it just an old friend? A coworker? Or someone who just happened to be in the same place at the same time? The Korean entertainment world has demonstrated too often that public assumptions don't always align with reality. But what fueled this issue wasn't just the photos themselves, but the reactions associated with Jungkook. Many fans began analyzing every gesture, every facial expression, every subtle change in his behavior. In recent appearances, Jungkook seemed more reserved. His smile remained, but it felt different. His gaze often seemed blank, as if his thoughts were far from where he was standing. For some, this was seen as evidence that something was bothering him. For others, it was simply an overinterpretation born of fan concern. The relationship between Jimin and Jungkook has always been one of the most interesting dynamics in BTS. Since their trainee days, the two have been known to share a very strong bond. They grew together, faced the same pressures, and went through difficult phases that shaped them not only as artists but as individuals. Many moments showcase a deep emotional closeness, mutual trust, and a comfort that's hard to fake. That's why every rumor touching on this relationship always feels so personal to fans. When the question, "Is Jikook fake?" arises, it's not just the relationship between two idols that's being questioned, but also the emotional trust that has been built over the years. For many, Jikook isn't just a pairing, but a symbol of genuine friendship, unconditional support, and a bond that endures despite the pressures of the cutthroat entertainment industry. So when a narrative attempts to undermine that symbol, the resulting backlash is inevitable. But there's another perspective that's often overlooked. What if Jungkook is indeed facing something, but not what many imagine? The pressures of being a global artist, the enormous expectations, the hectic schedule, and the constant pressure to perform perfectly can easily affect a person's mental state. Not every change in attitude has to be linked to a specific event. Sometimes emotional exhaustion comes slowly, without a clear cause. The same is true for Jimin. He's been known as a sensitive, empathetic, and deeply caring person. If he's seen with someone, it doesn't automatically erase all the meaningful relationships he's built over the years. A person's life is never as simple as a single label. Friendship, closeness, and mutual care can come in many forms, and they don't always have to be defined by public assumptions. What's often forgotten in heated discussions like these is one simple fact: not everything you see is the whole truth. The modern entertainment industry thrives on narratives, fragmented stories, and amplified emotions. Social media algorithms push content that evokes strong reactions, not the most accurate. In such circumstances, fans are faced with a difficult choice: to follow the tide of speculation or to wait with a cool head. Jungkook and Jimin, despite all the rumors, have maintained their professionalism. They continue to work, maintain public respect for each other, and maintain BTS's image as a solid group. There have been no statements indicating open conflict. There have been no signs of a breakdown in their relationship. There are only interpretations, assumptions, and lingering concerns it's beyond their control. Perhaps the more important question isn't whether Jikook is real or not, but how we, as fans, choose to react. Will we continue to pressure them with demands to explain every detail of their personal lives? Or can we give them the space, trust, and respect they deserve as human beings?
우리 곡 정해지잖아.
네.
그러면 스포할까?
In this fast-paced world, silence is often mistaken for recognition. However, silence can also mean choosing to protect something precious. Perhaps Jimin is choosing not to respond to rumors to protect his privacy. Perhaps Jungkook is choosing to be quieter because he's focusing on himself. Not every story requires public clarification. Jikook, for many, will always be a symbol of a strong and meaningful bond. That symbol doesn't have to be shattered by a single rumor or a photo that lacks context. Human relationships can't be measured by what we see on our phone screens. There are layers of emotion, experience, and history that we never see. Ultimately, perhaps this is a moment for fans to take a breath, to remember why we fell in love with BTS in the first place. Not because of gossip, not because of rumors, but because of their music, their honesty, and the way they've touched the hearts of millions around the world. Jimin and Jungkook are still two individuals who have given so much, and they deserve to live their lives without being constantly judged by assumptions that aren't necessarily true. Is Jikook fake? The answer may not be as simple as yes or no. What's clear is that whatever their relationship is, respect and empathy from their fans are what they need most right now. Because behind all the spotlight, they are still human beings who feel tired, confused, and need understanding, just like the rest of us. Thank you for watching until the end. Whatever your opinion on this issue, the most important thing is to respect each other and maintain a safe space, both for fellow fans and for Jimin and Jungkook themselves. Remember, not everything circulating on the internet is true, and not everything in an idol's life should be public consumption. If you enjoyed this discussion, don't forget to click the like button, subscribe, and activate the notification bell so you don't miss the latest videos from this channel. Please share your thoughts in the comments section using polite and empathetic language. See you in the next video, and thank you for being part of this positive and supportive community.